And so these are the traditions from Serbia, excuse me. I'm going to play some music, Christmas music from Serbia, so something a little exotic, and then I'll tell you all what to do. We'll have some volunteers, and we'll get the party going. Although I know you guys just had a party last night. This is round 2. Serbian household, kind of like a village, household in a village. We need some volunteers to be the family. So we need a father, we need a mother, we need 2 sons able to chop down a log, and it could be a son and a daughter, because this is 2013, why not? Everyone can do it. And then also we need young children to be the volunteers. Young children can all come up and sit down on the multi-festooned carpet if you wish. And then we need a special young boy, traditionally a young boy, it could be a young girl though, to be the Christmas visitor, which is like a special thing for later on. Okay. Let's see, I don't even know how to choose. I'm thinking, okay, you 2 want to be the Christmas visitor? Who wants to be the special Christmas visitor? Raise your hand. It's a special thing, so you gotta be up to it. Girls could be it too. Anybody? You have to be young, very young. Okay. So if you're young enough, it's okay, it's cool. Okay, keep your hands raised, whoever wants to do that. And I just see 1 hand. Oh, 2 hands. I'm thinking a number between 1 and 5. What is it? What number am I thinking of? Okay, you have to be able to answer the question. That's the height requirement for this round. Okay, what number am I thinking of? No. 4. Who got it? 4. You're the Christmas visitor.
Yes.
So you can stay there for a minute. It's cool, but we'll need you later, okay? All right, who wants to be the father? No, you gotta be older. No, we need some adults. We need an adult to be the father. And come forward, whoever chooses to be the father. All right, you're already there. You're cool, you can stay there. Okay, and a mother. Okay. And 2 sons, or again a son and a daughter, old enough to handle chopping down a log. Okay, there's 1. And one of you, this guy in the blue here, sure. You're looking at blue on here. All right, so basically, don't touch this log, okay? This is like a tree right now, okay? So basically, I got this information from a book called The Golden Bow by Sir James Fraser. It was written turn of the into the 20th century, or early 1900s, and basically it was about old traditions, customs, superstitions from around the world, and some of them are pretty far out, so that's where I learned about this. And so I'm going to be narrating from this, and we'll go through the narration. So this guy was going through all the crazy traditions of the world. He says, but nowhere apparently in Europe is the old heathen ritual, because he's a Christian, the old heathen ritual of the Yule Log preserved to the present day more perfectly than in Serbia. At early dawn on Christmas Eve day, which is called Anihi Dan in the language, every peasant house sends 2 of its strongest young men to the nearest forest to cut down a young oak tree and bring it home. And so we have the 2 volunteers, I believe. Yes, come forward. So this is your tree here. Okay, now it's early morning. What's that? Maybe you guys need to back up. It's going to get crazy now. So. Back up to the leaves. Yeah. Okay, so basically, we have this tree. It's dawn on Christmas Eve morning. The day of Christmas Eve. It's dawn. So you guys got up really early in the morning, at 4 in the morning, and you went out to find the right size oak tree. So you found the proper size oak tree. It has to be the perfect size to be the Yule Log for your Christmas, okay? So at early dawn on Christmas Eve day, the 2 strongest young people go to the nearest forest to cut down a young oak tree and bring it home. Here's the oak tree, okay? And there, you offer up a short prayer. So you would say like a short, I guess a Unitarian prayer to yourself right now. Pretend to pray. Okay, good. And you would bless yourself, which again, you don't have to do the sign of the cross. You can just whatever Unitarian blessing you would like to do. And then you cut the tree down, taking care, and I don't do it yet, taking care that it falls towards the east, which is that way. So, gangway, everybody. Alright, so pretend to cut it down. I don't have an axe, just pretend with an axe. Work together. And it's got to go that way, so you got to get on this side of it, okay? Both on this side. Chop it down. And there it goes. Good job. All right. And that happens at the first sliver of light on Christmas Eve morning. You know, as soon as the sun just peeks over the horizon, it has to be at that exact moment that they cut the tree down, otherwise it's bad luck. Also, it has to fall towards the east, which is roughly that way, and that's good luck for the coming year. But if it falls towards the west, it's bad luck and an evil omen for the whole village for the coming year. So you did good, you brought some good luck to the village. Thank you for that. It's also an evil omen if the tree should be caught and stopped in its fall by another tree. It's important to keep and carry home the first chip from the fallen log. So you grab the first chip from the fallen log, and then you cut it into 2 or 3 logs, as we already have here. And then you would take this, whatever. You take a fresh loaf of unleavened bread and break it over the log right now. And basically, that's like a blessing itself. So just sprinkle that over it, okay? Perfect. Okay, now meanwhile, during the rest of that morning, the children and the young people go from house to house doing caroling. But it's a different kind of caroling. It's these exotic kind of carols. And they're called Coleda because of an old pagan goddess called Coleda, which seems kind of like maybe that's Mother Earth, you know, but I'm not an expert on that goddess. But apparently in some of the songs, they call her a beautiful little maid. In other songs, they say, Coleda, can you make the cows yield a lot of milk and rich, thick cream for the coming year? Again, you know, modern day, we go to the supermarket to get this stuff, but back in the day, in Serbia, you depend on nature for everything. Nature is your supermarket. You need to pray and do whatever you can to make the cows have a lot of milk for the coming year so you can have your milk, your yogurt, cheese, all that stuff. Okay? The women bake little cakes in the shape of lambs, pigs, and chickens, and that's in the hope that they have lots of baby lambs, pigs, and chickens for the coming year, because you need that too. That's where you get your meat, get your wool, you know. They really live off that stuff. You know, chickens with the eggs, of course. And the men get a pig ready for roasting. In every Serbian house, roast pig is the main dish at Christmas. I don't have a fake pig here. You can just imagine that. So then when the sun's setting on Christmas Eve night, all the members of the family, so everyone who's the family, gather into the central hall, which is this nice carpet here. So mom and dad come forward, and the 2 children who cut down the log. All right. And maybe we'll have some of the kids, you're in the background, you'll all be the volunteers to be the other children. Okay, so this is when it gets fun. So basically, the mom gives gloves to one of the young men, and the young man brings in the log, and you pick the bigger log, so the one that you put the wheat on was the right one. That's the bigger log, and you're going to put that in front of the fireplace there, and put it right on that metal grate. Don't hurt yourself. And the mom blesses him as he comes in, and you would take a handful of fresh wheat, which there's some wheat in here, so you could take that and sprinkle it over him. And there's that first chip of the oak tree that you cut down in the morning is in that handful that you sprinkle on. So just pretend it is. As you say to your son, say to him, good evening.
Good evening.
And may you have a happy Christmas.
May you have a happy Christmas.
And now all the family and all the congregation can answer. We'll change it a little. May the spirit of life.
May the spirit of life.
And the happy and holy Christmas.
And the happy and holy Christmas.
Help thee.
Help thee.
And so now the father can pretend to have a glass of wine and offer up a toast. You pretend to drink it, and you're going to make a toast to the health of the family, the health of the congregation, and the village. And then you would pour a little of the wine onto the log as well. Just a little bit. Good job. Thank you. All right. Then basically the way they put the log on the fire, they make the fat end of the log, if there's a fat end, kind of protrude out a little bit. So maybe one of the family members can bring it out a little bit. Yes, that's fine. And then you would pretend, I don't have any honey on me, but you pretend to smear some honey on that end too. It's kind of a blessing. Just some unique, weird traditions. But perhaps that's so that the beehives have a lot of honey in the coming year. Again, depending, that's the sweet. You don't have sugar cane back in the day. That came from the West Indies, as far as I know. So, anyway, then the mother brings in a bundle of straw, which was left outside. We have it in this handy bag here, so you can untie the straw bag. Yeah, you don't even know. Okay, now all the young children, whoever wants to be a young child, get in single file behind mom. Stand in a single file behind mom. Okay, and so now mom is going to walk through single file. Okay, so now mom is going to walk slowly around the hall. This is like the central hall, sprinkling straw on the ground while she cackles like a mother hen. And all the kids behind her are the little chicks. And they're all going, tick, 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 making sounds of chickens, okay? Stay in single file behind mom.
You're not the mom. Follow. Have to follow.
And basically, you can throw it out as much straw as you want, but they're kind of making like a soft bed for themselves. It's kind of like the tradition is that they're going to act like animals, I guess you could say. Not in a bad way, but kind of act like the barnyard animals. They're going to sit on the floor after the straw is down. It's kind of soft. They're all going to eat dinner on the floor. That's the tradition. And this is all promoted as good luck and kind of a prayer in itself, an offering for healthy chickens in the coming year, healthy abundance in the coming year.
All right, guys. There's some more.
Okay, so now the dad can come forward. Father, you can come grab the walnuts, which we can show the congregation the box of walnuts if you want to. Because it's like we're trained to see these consumer signs, so you look at the symbol there and you know it's walnuts. That's our forest nowadays. So take out some walnuts and sprinkle some in every corner of the hall. This is for good luck in the coming year. Okay. And now the father can come forward and light this yellow candle, which is placed in a pot filled with wheat. So if you want to light that carefully, and you're going to say a little prayer. Again, Unitarian Universalist prayer. So you're going to repeat after me. Spirit of life.
Okay, children.
Spirit of life.
Bless the family.
Bless the family.
With health and happiness.
With health and happiness.
Bless the fields.
Bless the
Okay,
fields.
guys.
With a good harvest.
With a good harvest.
Bless the beehives.
And the beehives too.
With plenty of honey.
Plenty of honey.
Bless the cattle and the sheep with young.
Bless the cattle and the sheep with young.
Bless the cows with abundant milk and rich cream.
Bless the cows with abundant milk and rich cream.
And so now the father sits down with the family. Again, they sit down squatting on the floor because the use of chairs and tables is forbidden on Christmas Eve. But you can see why they put down a lot of straw, so it's still kind of comfy. Okay, so now we're at Christmas Eve night, and people usually kind of stay up all night. They're just so excited. And around 4 o'clock in the morning, people start shooting their rifles and guns and stuff. So it kind of sounds like fireworks. So we need some mature adults to volunteer to have some cap guns. Who would like a cap gun?
Mature adults.
You know, a kid can have one with a parent's permission. And basically, from this point on, this is Christmas morning. Whenever you feel like it, just fire in the air. Save some ammo for a little while. You know, you can do it anytime through the service now. So.
Yahoo!
Okay, now we need a volunteer to be a young girl in the family. A young girl who we haven't used already. How about this girl right here?
Capsule will use that.
What's your name? Come over here. Everyone's all
Want to make sure the casserole is good.
Okay, so now Ella's going to go to the brook here, and she's going to gather some fresh spring water. So pretend to gather some water.
Watch Ella, guys. Guys, the story's still going. Watch Ella.
Still going. A young girl goes and draws water at the village spring or at the brook. Before she fills her vessel, she wishes the water a happy Christmas. So wish a happy Christmas to the water. And you throw a handful of wheat into it.
So here's some wheat, just take a handful and sprinkle it.
All right. So even the water gets wished out. Again, not taking anything for granted. The water is a gift, precious. Water is necessary for life. Okay, then you bring some cupfuls of water home, and they are used to bake a special Christmas cake called a chestnutza. And all the members partake of that at dinner. And there's a small silver coin that gets baked into the cake. And whoever gets this in their slice has good luck through the whole company. So you can take that as a cake. You can keep that as a souvenir if you want. Or slip it into something during coffee hour. Okay, so now all the family is gathered around the Yule Log, and we have the special Christmas visitor. Yes, it's that guy. What's your name?
Alessi.
What is it?
Alessi.
Alessi, great. So basically, you go in the back if you could, and we're gonna let you enter through the front door. No, okay, that's the door, yeah. All right, good idea. I'm going to give you a special important thing. And hold this. Okay, so this is now Christmas morning. No one's allowed to enter the house until this special person enters the house. It's called the Christmas visitor, the Palaznik. It's a young boy from someone else's house. It's like a neighbor. But he's like got magical powers on this Christmas morning, kind of the powers of nature. So he knock on the door, Alessi. All right, someone answer the door. So the family, the mom and dad, have to answer the door. Mom and dad.
Oops.
Okay. So he comes very early in the morning, and he carries a woolen glove full of wheat. So his glove is full of wheat. And as he comes in, he throws handfuls of wheat on everyone in the family. As a
You better not throw the
and basically say, Merry Christmas to them.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year!
Merry Christmas.
And don't worry, because the mother now takes some wheat and flings it over his head as well.
Okay, now Alessi, the Palaznik, the Christmas visitor, take this shovel over here. Yeah. Take this shovel, stand right here, and face everybody, okay? I'll tell you what to do. Okay, so he basically takes this shovel, and the log is burning, and basically he lightly hit the log so that sparks fly from it, just lightly. Yeah, okay. So now you're going to repeat after me, okay, you ready? So as you hit it, you say, may you have this year.
May you have this year
So many oxen.
so many oxen,
So many horses.
so many horses,
So many sheep.
so many sheep,
So many pigs.
so many pigs,
So many beehives full of honey.
so many beehives full of honey,
So much good luck.
so much good luck,
Prosperity.
prosperity,
Progress.
progress,
And happiness.
and happiness.
And now you give the father or the mother a hug. Like and so now, maybe the dad can come forward? Dad?
Dad,
Come forward and take this chair. Take the blanket. I'll take the blanket. Take the chair and kind of offer the Christmas visitor a seat. So you can put it down.
Okay, now wait. Put this right here. Move over just a little, kids. Okay, so you're gonna don't sit down here. Don't sit down here. So basically, all those blessings he was just saying as he whacked the sparks was kind of a magical thing. So now he's going to go and sit down. Don't sit down. And as he goes to sit down, you're going to take the chair out from under him. And you know it's coming, so you're not going to get hurt. You fall on the ground, and then Mom throws this blanket on him right away. Okay, ready, go. Have a nice seat here. All right, lay down. All right. So it's kind of it's like a ritual in a way, because he was whacking the log, the sparks were flying, blessing, blessing, blessing. They pull the chair out and he falls on the ground, boom, and it's like it brings all the blessings into the earth and into the new year. So, and then the thicker the blanket is, the thicker the cream is going to be from the cows in the coming year. So it's all like a superstition. It's like a homeopathic, magical kind of thing, you know?
But this is what works for these people. Okay, so the hostess threw a thick blanket on him. He sits quietly muffled in it for a few minutes. The thick blanket is believed to ensure that the cows give thick cream the next year. And while he sits, thus enriching the milk of the dairy, the lads who are to herd the sheep in the coming year go to the hearth and kneel down before it and kiss each other across the projected end of the log. So I guess we would, I don't know, this is kind of a weird thing, you know, but perhaps maybe the two young, the people who chopped down the log,
Chopper.
and the other,
Yeah.
and you just kneel here, and we'll have the other young man who's the chopper down the log. Okay, kneel down.
Yeah, you just
You
get it
kneel,
over this side.
and you would kiss each other, but you could just give each other a hug or high five or whatever you want to do.
High five.
But there's the meaning behind this, is it demonstrates the love of the lambs for each other. It demonstrates the love for the male and the female lambs for each other. So again, they have babies for the coming year. So thank you. So anyway, those are some of the bizarre traditions. Let's give a round of applause to all the volunteers. And anyone have any thoughts or comments or anything you want to say about this? Yes? Yeah. If anyone wants to shoot off the cap gun one more time, celebration, jubilation. Don't aim it at anybody. All right.
Now's the time to send the children down to their RA classes. Hymn 413, keep all the stuff here.
What? Sure.
So of course there's a serious kind of side to a sermon like this. Certainly a lot of fun, but it just makes you realize also how separate we have gotten from the earth and the environment, you know, just realizing it is our way of life and, you know, the source of our nourishment and our well-being, you know, constantly. Although I think, you know, certainly Unitarian Universalists can tend to be more conscious of this sort of thing. Kind of like preaching the choir, maybe in some sense, but it just brings home how important nature is and was to these old traditions. So I've written a few songs I just wanted to share with you today, and I can kind of teach them to you. My own versions of trying to write some new Unitarian Universalist hymns in a way. And certainly inspired by the earth and what we know about the universe, again, the big blue boat home that we're traveling on, just trying to see the bigger picture and where spirituality is headed in the 21st century with what we know now about science and the earth. So in the bulletin, I have an insert here, and there's a hymn called People of Earth. So teach you how to sing the chorus of this. This is basically inspired by a guy named Thomas Berry, who some of you may have heard of, and he just passed away, I believe, in 2009. But he was actually a Catholic priest, but at the very forefront of environmental thinking and spirituality. And I think one of the first people to really combine science and spirituality for a new view of what it means to have religion and to treat the earth with respect. So I basically took some of the things that he said and put them into a song. And one of the main things he talks about is that, you know, humans are so proud of ourselves, all the accomplishments we can do, all the things, all our technology, our tall buildings, everything. But, you know, if you destroy the earth while you're doing those things, you know, it doesn't really get you that far. You know, it's like the glory of the humans has become the desolation of the earth, he said. It doesn't have to be that way, but he said from now on, if we're going forward and going to survive on this planet, every institution and everything that humans do, we have to take into account the earth, and the environment has to be taken into account in everything that humans do. Otherwise, we're just going to keep destroying the earth for our own glory, and it's kind of a dead end. So that's what this song is about. And there's a positive, it's kind of a downer for a few verses, but at the end it's a little positive, because, you know, we came out of the earth. The earth came before us. That's another thing Thomas Berry talks about. People think we're above the earth, and, you know, but we came out of the earth. The earth was here long before us, in fact, billions of years it took to create us and for us to get here. And in a way, we're the dream of the earth, and that was the name of one of his books in the late 80s, The Dream of the Earth. And how, you know, what are we called to do? It's like a new view of spirituality. Instead of being called by God, what are you called to do by the earth? You are the dream of the earth. The earth dreamed you up. What are you called to do as part of this big living organism, which we sometimes call Gaia? We're all part of this same web of life that Unitarians talk about. So, let's start this. So the chorus is people of earth, okay? So it goes, we glorify the things we made, but humans are all story. Doesn't profit you if you gain the world, but you lose the whole world. Try it with me. We glorify the things we made, but humans are all story. Doesn't profit you if you gain the world, but you lose the whole world. People of earth, you fascinate me, how you don't get. The message is loud and clear. Don't bite the hand that feeds you daily air. It's round and green and blue and spins around the sun and moon. Everybody, we glorify the things we can make, but humans are all the story. Doesn't profit you if you gain the world, but you lose the whole world. Mass extinction, the worst in 100 million years is happening. It's worse than the dinosaurs. The future will judge us all by the ways we held. It's bad and dry and keep those living things alive. Everybody, we glorify the things we can make, but humans are all the story. Doesn't matter to you if you gain the world, but you lose the whole world. Now comes the positive part. People of earth, you fascinate me as you give birth to all of the dreams you have. But don't you forget, you are the dream of the earth. now we're going to do our meditation. If you all want to do something a little different, you want to stand up and try something a little different kind of meditation. So the first thing, you can maybe spread out a little bit so you don't bump into anybody. This is kind of inspired by a Chinese, ancient Chinese kind of thing, Qigong, Tai Chi. I know some of you are familiar with that. So basically, I'll show you. So what you want to do first is shake out. Get that tension out, get the stress out from the past week. This crazy weather, all that stuff. Okay, and then without killing your neighbor, gradually, something like this. Let your arms flail. I'll move out of the way too. Loosen up, let it go, let the tension go. And you find if you kind of swing your hands, so they kind of hit your back gently, and kind of the place that they hit your back is your lower back, and that's where your kidneys are. So this is kind of a kidney massage, and you don't want to go too hard, but it's a little stimulation. Chinese traditional medicine, that's pretty good for it.
Easy, Paul.
Okay, and then maybe slow down, come to a stop. And you can also do something like this. This is about warming your hands, obviously. Rub them together so they're a little warm. And then kind of place them right here where the kidney area and bring some warmth into your kidneys. Again, that's another, especially in this kind of weather, you want to keep your insides warm and vital. Kidneys are the seat of energy in some ways for Chinese medicine, so you want to do that. Kind of feels good. You can even do that to your face, kind of massage your face. Bring some warmth into your eyes. We believe, through acupuncture points and meridians, that the eyes are related to the liver. All the parts of your face are related to different parts of your body. So, in the Chinese traditional sense, you could bring warmth and healing to different parts of your body. You bring warmth to your eyes, bring warmth to your ears. I know there's similar ideas in Reiki, where you do Reiki and you kind of hold, or if you don't know Reiki, but you just make your hands warm and cup your ears for like a few minutes, the warmth will build up and you'll increase circulation. And so now what we can do, this is called harmonizing movement. It's real simple. I'll show you what to do and then you go at your own pace. So, kind of keep your knees kind of loose. And as you inhale, breathe in. Bring your hands up. You can hang out there for a minute. And then when you feel like you should exhale, you kind of just let the breath happen. So it's kind of like your hands push the air out of your lungs, but they're not even pushing, they're just falling. So as they fall, the air falls out of your lungs. And then you sink in your knees a little bit, and then you start over at your own pace, whatever your body says it wants to do. Breathing in, and then breathe out. Let yourself be breathed out in a sense. Try not to do it, try to let it happen. As you keep doing this, Imagine your feet firmly planted, rooted in the earth. We're talking about the earth today. You can imagine there's even like tree roots growing from the soles of your feet, the bottom of your feet, deep into the earth. Feel yourself grounded, deeply rooted. And each time you exhale, you're breathing out that air into the earth, sinking deeper into the earth in a sense. And so, in your cycle where you're at now, you can finish it up and come to just standing still again. Another thing you can do is kind of loosen up your hips. You can make a big circle with your hips. It's almost like a yoga type of thing. I'm always surprised how stiff my hips are when I try to do this. It's just interesting. So loosen that up. You can go the other way if you want. Just kind of get that area nice and loose. Now, if you want to sit down, just close your eyes and we'll have a little more quiet time meditation. I'll play this meditation instrument now here that I played before. And just close your eyes and let the sound take you.
pause button, right?
Oh, good.
So I have one more hymn I wanted to teach you all. Does anyone have any comments or thoughts about this, the interactive part or anything like that? Anything you want to share? Christmas season? Yes?
Is it done in Serbia currently, or that's just...
Yes, it is actually. You know, I read this in this book several years ago, and I wasn't 100% sure it was still done, and then I was actually surfing around YouTube and I saw a video, and it was like the Serbian news. It's all in Serbian, but sure enough, they showed them going out in the forest, you know, at dawn, and they chopped the tree down, and the guy took a rifle and fired it. Like, I didn't need to know what they were saying to know. I was like, that's it, they're doing it. And then the guy took the wheat and sprinkled it on the tree and blessed it. It was like, wow, that's awesome. And then it's funny how life works out too, because I discovered this Macedonian restaurant near where I lived a few years ago. Became friends with them just because the food is so darn good that I kept going back and became friends with them. And so, you know, Macedonia, Serbia, this was all part of the former Yugoslavia. And so she knew the language, so I showed her this YouTube video and other ones. I was like, what are they talking about? Just to make sure that this is still accurate. And she was like, yes, that's the Christmas log. And then, so it was just cool. And like, I didn't even know this person a few years ago when I originally learned about this. So it was just interesting how life kind of brings you. Suddenly I have a translator from the exact country I need to make this authentic. It just blew my mind, so yes.
Do they also do this in Croatia?
I'm sure they do a variant on it, and I've even heard some of the things seem to be familiar even in Poland. Some of the words are a little similar, like the type of, like how it was like the Koleda was the name of the carols. I think it's called the Koledniki or something in Poland, in Ukraine. And you know, these are all were related tribes before someone arbitrarily carved out the map and said, no, this is your country, this is your country. You know, obviously they're related customs, I think. But I'm not 100% on how they do it in Croatia. So, do you have a Croatian background? Or?
No, I was just thinking about somebody named Braco who's from Croatia.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Yeah, it's close enough. Certainly, possibly a variant. Some others.
Do they take the old pre-Christian traditions and then combine them with their Christianity? Is that what they're doing?
That's what they did in Serbia, and possibly they did that there too. You know, and I guess my interest in this was because I'm trying to recover my own roots. I mean, I'm more German. I have a German, Irish, Italian background. And German, of course, we have the Christmas tree tradition in Germany, which I'm sure was originally pre-Christian, just about, you know, honoring the evergreen tree, you know, and that it's still around, it's still bright and green in the middle of winter, you know. These are very old traditions. But the Serbian one just seems so much more intact with all these nature-based traditions, whereas the German one is just so Christian at this point that it's harder to see, you know. So. Yes.
I just wanted to comment that I think this will live forever in the minds of our children.
Oh, good. Yes.
I just appreciate the fact that you walked around while you played that instrument during meditation, because it was easy with my eyes closed to imagine sort of the instruments and the music moving about the room.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Without you, or without you, not to finish your role.
No, that's what I want. That's what I want.
It's just the music was traveling throughout, and that's all.
Cool. Yeah, that's an instrument from Zimbabwe. They use it for prayer and meditation, so it really brings that flavor out. You know, it's good for meditation and quiet time. Anyone else have any thoughts? All right, so I have one more hymn we could do quickly, and then we'll be wrapping up the service. This is inspired by the same type of thing, Thomas Berry, and different thoughts about the universe. In particular, there's a cosmologist, his name is Dr. Brian Swim, who worked with Thomas Berry, and wrote some amazing books, and I've studied a lot of his work. And he talks about, you know, again, the big picture, how it's just so minuscule. And just to give you an idea, and some of what this song talks about, you know, we're part of the Milky Way. Okay, we're on the Earth. We're spinning around the sun. Okay, this whole solar system is spinning around the Milky Way. Okay, we're part of the Milky Way galaxy. It turns out the Milky Way galaxy is spinning around other galaxies. Okay, it doesn't stop there. The Milky Way galaxy is part of a hub called the Virgo supercluster of thousands, if not millions, of galaxies that are spinning around other thousands, if not millions, of galaxies. So this thing is huge. It's very hard for us to comprehend, but I tried to put it into music. Sometimes music can help us
to feel something, when the words don't convey it. So that's my attempt. The other thing the song talks about, I don't know if you've heard this a lot lately, but just the scientists are coming to terms with the fact that everything on Earth was created when a star explodes, and that includes you and me. In fact, the elements like carbon are made of carbon. Carbon is not created anywhere in the universe unless a star explodes. It's created in a supernova. The hemoglobin, the iron in your blood, iron is only created when a star explodes. It's the only thing hot enough in the whole universe that we know of to create these elements. Oxygen, same thing. So everything you are was inside a star at one point, and that just blows my mind. So again, I'm trying to convey the mind-blowing reality of this. Everything you are is born inside a star, and I took that to mean that your possibilities are limitless because everything that you are has been all over the universe. So however, we say wish upon a star, we have songs about that. As magical as you think a star is, that's how magical you are because you're made of that. So that's what this is about. So let me teach you the chorus first. And the sky above me calls up and down, where 100 million galaxies twist and shout, and the empty void it gives birth to life, 'cause holy wild space is alive. The universe is born from scratch in every single moment, everywhere, everybody. Make the best of what you are. songs and the African instrument are on a CD that I made. I have only 2 copies right now today in the back. For any donation you want to give, feel free to take one. And thanks for having me here. So we'll do now the closing words, which are number 701. Do we need to extinguish the... Oh, that's coming next. Okay. We receive fragments of holiness, glimpses of eternity, brief moments of insight. Let us gather them up for the precious gifts that they are, and renewed by their grace, move boldly into the unknown. I'd like to... Do we have a volunteer for the chalice?